Hey, thanks for joining us today. We're here with Ryan Ehler, the co-founder of Flex Fitness, and we're going to talk today about how being fit can have a direct impact on the success of your business. Ryan, thanks for coming in.
Hey, thanks for having me.
I'm Josh Farley, president of Redline Electric and Solar. Join me as we talk to contractors, business owners, and experts who are willing to share their experiences to help you overcome obstacles when you're taking your business up and to the right. Hey, tell us, first let's talk about how you started your business and what was the driving force behind it.
Well, mine was probably not like many's, as I didn't think it out. I ran track in college, and I was trying to find jobs, and I was like, you know what, I don't want to sit behind a desk.
Right.
I'm good at working out. I've had world-class coaches. Maybe I should share this knowledge with other people. So I tried to do a couple, desk jobs while I was training on the side. And eventually, people just started coming more and more and saying, you're getting great results for people. And I read the book, The 4-Hour Workweek. You heard of that?
Yes.
And as soon as I finished that book, I quit my job the next day.
Nice.
And went full-time with fitness.
Good for you. It takes a lot of courage to start your own business, and we say that almost every week here. So thinking about when you started, what would you... How long have you been in business for yourself?
It's been over 8 years now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So in that 8 years, if you had to start it all over again, what would you do different?
I would have a plan.
Okay.
I would figure out, what's my niche? Who can I most greatly impact? What's their story? What are they feeling? What are they experiencing? And then come up with a plan to only service those people.
Gotcha.
That's what I would have done differently.
The smaller the target, the greater opportunity.
Right.
So we met in my fitness journey. I was 80 to 90 pounds overweight. I mean, once I got better, or once I got in better shape, I started getting more energy. I could focus on my job. I could develop a habit. I mean, those routines related right to my business. I started to be able to develop habits and routines for my business that
Right.
I was doing for myself. So you have experience working with business owners.
A lot, yeah.
So what kind of impact or what kind of feedback have you got from them?
Oh, it's been great. I mean, you're a testament to that. Is more energy, more focus. You're stronger. You build more muscle. You're leaner.
Yep.
You have more time because you're productive. So you're working more efficiently because you don't have that brain fog you used to have. You can cut out early now because you can get more done, spend more time with your family. And so those are the main things. It's not just about the aesthetics.
Right.
That's a great benefit, but really it's how does it affect your life as a whole and impact you in, greater aspect.
So taking a guy like me, when we first met, I was about a year in, but take a guy like me, like let's look at the business owner out there that doesn't do anything for himself, and just coming off the couch, what can he do?
The main thing is coming up with a system, a plan. Whether you hire a professional or you do it yourself, you need to have, I'm waking up at this time, I'm going to eat this food, I'm going to work out, this day for this long, put it in your calendar. So
Set a goal
and have a system. Having a system is what's going to allow you to get the results. Whereas if you're just winging it, which, you came to me and told me you were winging it for a while.
Yep.
And you hit a plateau very quickly. Like you started to see some results, but you knew right away if you were going to stick with that, you weren't going to get to where you ultimately wanted to be.
Right. So I needed a plan. I outsourced somebody that could help me because I didn't know anything. I didn't know what I was doing at that particular time. So
You thought Chick-fil-A was better than McDonald's.
That's right. I did. I still do. So do you have to do diet and exercise? You got to change it all? Like, do you have to do everything, or can you start with diet or exercise? Like, do you want to start small?
You got to do them both.
Right.
Because, if you just work out, you're going to be stronger. You might put on a little bit of muscle mass, but it's not going to change the way you look and the way you feel.
Gotcha.
Food is your fuel, is your source. So you have to do both. The way that I take the approach is you need to rip the Band-Aid. Because do you want to put in, 20% effort and not get anything out of it? Or think you're putting in 100% effort in your workouts and not your diet, and then you still see no results? I think if you get results, it's going to keep you going. So you need to do what it takes to get results. Even if it's not going to be fun in the beginning, it's not going to be what you want to do, it's not what you want to hear, but there are ways to do it efficiently and effectively so that you can get those habits in place faster.
Well, results are what we look for, especially when you're following a plan. If you're not getting results, if you're not seeing anything change, then you start to doubt the process.
Right.
And you want to make sure that the process that you're using is effectively taking you to your end goals.
Well, and think of this. We're business owners.
Yep.
We don't play to lose.
Right.
We play to win.
Right.
Right? We don't want to be average. We want to be above average. We want to be at the top of our game. So why would you take your health and your fitness and not take that same approach and play to win?
Right. Speaking of business owners, how do you like being in business for yourself?
I love it.
Would you ever go back?
No.
You ever think about quitting?
No.
You ever think about doing
Well, I
something
mean,
different?
have I ever? Oh, yeah. I mean, we've all been through the rough times and the rough patches.
I think that's the entrepreneur spirit. You always say, "Oh, somebody else has got a business. Oh, it's doing a little better than mine. I'm gonna just
Yeah,
switch careers. How do I get over there?" Like, yeah, for sure, it's one of those addicting kind of feelings.
Right.
So as a business owner, I'm always trying to build my clientele.
Right.
How do you go about getting new customers?
So, like I said, it's coming up with finding that niche, and that's something that's taken me, almost the 8 years to figure out who I can impact the most.
Right.
And working with you and working with other business owners, that's who I found because I understand them, I am them.
Right.
I know that the time restraints that go into building a business, and even if you don't own your own business, but you work at a high level within a business, it's the same thing. You operate as an entrepreneur for the most part, is you have to make decisions and you have to work hours that other people don't work.
Right.
So coming up with a system to where you're not having to train all the time, like being a bodybuilder isn't going to suit our goals in life.
Right.
We want to do the least effective dose to get the maximum gain.
Gotcha.
And that's really what I found is to get people to come to me and work with me is I need to show them the solution that I've built.
So how do you reach out to them? How do you advertise?
All online.
Gotcha.
All online, mostly Facebook advertising. And
Word of mouth. That's what I heard the other day. Word of mouth.
Word of mouth, yeah. Because, yes, do you like referrals? Of course. But can you bank your business and your growth on something that's not trackable?
Gotcha.
No.
Well, it's nice to have any kind of indicator of what you're doing as far as the progress. Let me ask you another question. So on a fitness level, you have one location.
Right.
How do you continue to be successful in that one location, given that your customers are only willing to drive so far?
That's the biggest challenge that we've been facing is you have a lot of competition that starts to come up around you.
Right.
And so the way that we're combating that is we're developing a new project that's completely online. Because as you said, we're finding out that the workouts are not as important as the coaching and the nutrition aspect, and finding out what each individual needs and customizing it based off of their lifestyle and their goals.
Gotcha.
And so that's where we're branching for the future, is to be able to leverage technology to reach more people and our target people.
Gotcha. So technology is definitely, there's so many things for me that I can automate and outsource to make my company run more efficient.
Right.
So let's talk about outsourcing, automating. Now, given that you're going to use technology, you got to stay
Right.
on the cutting edge. What's the cutting edge thing happening in fitness?
So the cutting edge is DNA, and having different tests, different blood tests, and being able to find out what's going on with your genetics.
Is that like Ancestry?
Kind of, right?
Like finding out who your grandpa
And
is?
so,
Was he a runner?
we're all still learning about this, and it keeps growing.
Right.
So I have a new project called the Greek God Genome Project.
Gotcha.
And so this is for our businessmen, entrepreneurs, and what we're doing is we're leveraging the new technology of figuring out what's going on in your DNA and your genetics, so that there's no more of this guess and check. Because I can look at you and ask you about your background, ask you about what you've done in the past, look at your makeup, and then come up with a plan. But then we still have to guess and check and figure, okay, this works, this doesn't, this works, this doesn't.
I don't know how many diets I tried or different types of eating that I tried before I found one that actually let me lose weight.
Right. Whereas now we're going to be able to cut through that noise and find out right away what each individual needs from the get-go.
Right.
And then from there, we develop an individual plan and then coach them through that. Because what we're finding with this information age is we as people don't need more information.
Right.
We need somebody to coach us through it, because there's so much noise that we, like you said, as entrepreneurs, squirrel.
Right. Exactly.
And if we don't have someone hold us accountable, then we're not going to reach those goals when we're being pulled in so many different directions. And that's really what we do and what the project is. So if anyone wants to learn more about it, they can go to we just set it up. It's G3P.life. G3P.life.
And that's genome. What
Greek
is
God Genome Project.
Gotcha. keep watching. I'm gonna put a before and after picture at the end of this one, so you'll see where I made a change, and it's helped my life immensely. So I suggest you get off the couch. And then our entrepreneurism of the day, I think, is we don't play to lose.
Play to win.
That's it. Thanks for coming in, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. If you like what we're doing here, subscribe to our podcast at iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher, and to our YouTube channel to see more episodes. Go to upandtotherright.org to get all the links.